Hello, welcome to the Match on Football. It's Kamal again with you with recent news and opinions. Today I'm gonna discuss about Michael Carrick and Manchester United managerial situation. Also, Jose Mourinho and Real Madrid. Lately, I will tell about what Sergio Ramos is doing in the world of football, let's say. First of all, I would like to start about Michael Carrick, because some famous journalists as Fabrizio Romano and Ben Jacobs posted a tweet about Michael Carrick's situation to become the new permanent head coach of Manchester United is racing, and most probably he gonna continue in Man United as a head coach. What it tells to us? It tells us that Manchester United board is so lazy and they are not looking for any new candidate who is much more better than Michael Carrick. I'm not against Carrick. He was good temporary coach. He just won a lot of matches and he got Manchester United to the Champions League for the next season. But in my opinion, he doesn't have like a trophy experience, let's say, or the experience of winning the trophies. He doesn't have it, and this is a big problem. About his former club, Middlesbrough, I could mention that in the first season he was like near to success, but he couldn't bring them to the Premier League. And after that, he failed there. He was sacked from the Middlesbrough when where he was coaching. And right now, after some circumstances, he is Manchester United head coach, and it's more likely that he gonna continue there. And what it tells to me, it tells me that after Mr. Redcliffe came to the club, the direction is not quite changed from the previous one. Grazers are still there, and what they are doing, I mean, what Sergio Redcliffe is doing is not good enough for this club, because there were much more better candidates, you know, to bring instead of Carrick. If you analyze the situation, managerial situation in Manchester United, I could mention that the perfect candidate could be Luis Enrique, and fans know it. Even fans know it. But they started to, search and observe some kind of information which is not needed. There were few coaches who could match from the level to Manchester United. I could mention them like there are 3 or 4. First of all, it was Luis Enrique. And another one, if you cannot get the Luis Enrique, there is Carlo Ancelotti. And even if you cannot bring Carlo Ancelotti, there were Hans Flick and Antonio Conte, let's say. These are the serial winners who can, get the success Manchester United as they were. Of course, they would most probably not bring the Antonio Conte because the style doesn't match what they wanna play. But the other 3 candidates, at least you can persuade one of them. At least, when Hansi Flick extended his contract, but when they sacked Ruben Amorim, he was not there yet. So I don't understand how they are like acting. They were interested in Nagelsmann, in Emery, let's say. The press was saying about that. They were interested in this type of coaches who are not good enough. It's like waste of time. Even like the 5 years old child who is a Manchester United fan or just a football fan can understand that these coaches are not good enough. These managers are not good enough. Thomas Tuchel is not good enough. He is not good enough for Manchester United. Of course, there is like Gary Neville or some another expert is saying that Thomas Tuchel can be a good candidate, but I'm not sure about that. Because Thomas Tuchel failed with Bayern Munich. He failed with Chelsea. How he can succeed with Manchester United after failing with these kind of clubs? I don't understand that. I don't understand how Nagelsmann can succeed if he didn't win anything in his career except from Bundesliga maybe, only once. And also on the second season when he was coaching Bayern Munich, he was sacked from there. And this is a difficult question. And what he's doing right now with Germany national team, he is not gonna become the World Cup champion with them. I'm 100% sure about that. And you are gonna to bring Nagelsmann, instead of even Nagelsmann for me is worse candidate than Michael Carrick. I'm sure about that. And the situation is not quite impressive. The situation around the club, how they are acting in the last years, the lack of ambition, they don't care. They are just bringing some kind of average coaches who are not experienced, who cannot deal with the pressure, whose tactics doesn't work. You know, I'm totally confused. Still, since Sir Alex Ferguson left the club is not in the right direction. They cannot find their direction. They are in the middle of the table. Come on, this was one of the best clubs in the Europe, like top four. Manchester United was inside of the top four clubs in the Europe with Barcelona, Real Madrid, and Bayern Munich. Right now, I cannot say about this club the same thing. It's difficult to say. Let's see what's gonna happen with Michael Carrick, because Carrick is, yes, he can be like another Zinedine Zidane for Manchester United, let's say, or maybe new Ferguson, because Ferguson also came when he was somewhere like 44, and Carrick is also right now is 44 years old. Let's see. I just we Manchester United fans just can hope, they can just only hope that Carrick will succeed. He was coached by Sir Alex Ferguson. He was coached by Mourinho, Van Gaal, and he had some experience to work with them. Maybe it can help. Maybe he's much more better than Solskjaer. And this fact maybe brings that he's better than Solskjaer. Let's see. But he needs to be backed in the upcoming transfer window. He needs at least 7 players, in my opinion. It must be 3 central midfielders and left winger, maybe Barcola or Diomande. There are some kind of options like that. Number 9 to rotate Benjamin Šeško. The Igor Tudor is a perfect candidate for that. Also, the left back, for example, Luis Kelly from Arsenal can be the perfect candidate. And also, I could mention about backup goalkeeper who gonna replace Sene Lammens in some matches. Maybe he can be injured. So backup is needed because Altay Bayındır is not good enough. So let's say, will they help them? Let's say, will the board will help Michael Carrick or not? Another coaching situation, let's say, is about Jose Mourinho and Real Madrid. Florentino Perez recently has mentioned that he's not gonna go from Real Madrid and he wants to be elected again. And most probably he's gonna bring Jose Mourinho as a new head coach. It will be some kind of nostalgic situation, when he was coaching in 2012 or 2013. So it will be quite good for the club, because handling the pressure as a big club as Real Madrid is not for everyone. You can be, one of the best coaches in the world, but handling the pressure is very, very difficult in Real Madrid. It's tricky thing. As we could see from Javi Alonso, he's a good coach. He's a great coach, but he couldn't do it. And he maybe in the next season could succeed, but the fact is Real Madrid is not patient. They are not like thinking twice before taking some kind of coach. So yes, and about other other candidates as a Jurgen Klopp, I could mention as in previous videos, he will fail in that job because Klopp is a kind of coach who needs time to build his team. But Real Madrid is not a football club who will give you time. They need results immediately. And Jose Mourinho is also a person who is not winning everything on his first season, but he is succeeding on the second. And most probably, the contract will be for 2 years because the third year is like with a syndrome when Mourinho fails every time on his third season. So I expect that it will be 2 years deal with Mourinho, and he will be coach for upcoming 2 years for Real Madrid Football Club, and maybe this time he can win finally Champions League that he couldn't won with Real Madrid last time. Let's see. So let's also discuss about Sergio Ramos, what he is doing in the world of football. After like playing amazing seasons with Real Madrid, he's just started to observe another possibilities to be involved in a football. Right now, there is information that he is buying his former club Sevilla for more than 400 million euros. And he has the money because he was playing in Real Madrid for the quite good salary. Also, he played for PSG where he got a good salary, and he collected most probably the uh, enough amount of money to buy a football club. That says that what's gonna happen after that? Like he's a person who is not just buying the club to keep it, in my opinion. He will circulate some kind of ambitions inside of the club, and he can just try to be the rival for the clubs as Barcelona or Real Madrid in the upcoming years. It will be not be the by once, you know. He will need some years to develop his club, to not sell the stars where he will bring from the academy maybe or from other clubs. He will try to build a team who will strong enough to compete in the Champions League, in the La League, and it will give more competition to the tournament. La League is gonna win by that if it happens. In the last years, there is some kind of boring situation around the La League because their clubs are not like competing for the La League, and the competition between only two clubs. Sometimes Atletico Madrid wins once in a 5 year, but they need some kind of push. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and let me know your thoughts in the comments. Bye bye.